What's good with it, YouTube? Fight fans all over the world. It's your boy, the realest of the real. Yes, sir, I said it, Real Talk Boxing. It is a privilege and honor and a major, major blessing to be back with you beautiful people yet again. Well, looks like we are going to see Mr. Ryan Garcia back in the ring towards the end of the year, November, December, against none other than Joji Diaz Jr., a.k.a. Joji Diaz. They're getting close to finalizing the fight, and hopefully next week we'll get an announcement on where, when, and what's going down. This is a pretty intriguing fight. I can't really complain about it. There's really not much going on in professional boxing nowadays. I go on Boxing News 24. I don't see anything that interests me. I look at other YouTubers' videos, and nothing that they're talking about interests me. So, finally I run across this and I'm like, okay, Ryan Garcia is a fighter that I always get a lot of controversy when I do content over. And, so I'm expecting a lot of, snide comments in the comment section for this video. But nevertheless, we're going to keep it 100. I'm going to give you my honest and humble opinion about this fight and what I think about it. First off, we hadn't seen Ryan Garcia in the ring in a while. It's been a while since Campbell. And that seems like ages ago, to be honest with you. As we all know, he, decided to take a break. And, since then, a lot of, lightweights and fighters and that, 135 up to 140 have been doing their thing. And, Ryan is always relevant though, Now here's the thing with these two fighters. They have something in common. That I believe that they were both at one time in a WBC title eliminator, which would make them the mandatory for Devin Haney and his WBC title. But both of these fighters opted not to face Devin Haney. Now, the first time Ryan decided not to face Devin Haney, I thought it was because he was afraid, to be honest with you. And I even stated that, and I probably more than one video. But now, looking back at it and looking at it from all different angles, I don't think that Ryan Garcia is afraid of Devin Haney. I really don't. I think it's Golden Boy Promotions. The powers that be are the ones that's afraid of that fight, because he could definitely lose that fight against the slick and savvy Devin Haney, the Dream. So he sought out other people. The crazy stuff that went on with Manny Pacquiao that never happened. And, him and his, promoter, Oscar De La Hoya getting into it, going back and forth. But nevertheless, he's been out for a while. Now, Joji Diaz, on the other hand, has been pretty active. Just, fought and won against Javier Fortuna, a fighter that Ryan Garcia was scheduled to fight, but he pulled out of the fight. Now, Joji Diaz opted not to fight Devin Haney also. Now, do I think Joji Diaz is afraid of Devin Haney? I don't think he's afraid of Devin Haney either. Here's what I think. When it comes to Joji Diaz, it's a big risk to fight Devin Haney. Much like, Ryan Garcia, it's a big risk to fight Devin Haney and a low reward. Now, Devin Haney is not widely known. If you go to a casual boxing fan and you say Devin Haney, they're not going to know who you're talking about. If you go to a casual boxing fan and you say Joji Diaz, more than likely they're not going to know who you're talking about. But when you say Ryan Garcia, 9 times out of 10, you're going to know who they're talking about. And that's the sad thing about boxing. Man, boxing is dead, y'all. To be honest with you, pro boxing is dead. And it's everything in my power to find something to talk about that's interesting, because to me, it's just dead. That's why I'm moving on to different things and trying to go and turn this platform into another, avenue, direction. And I'm going to let you guys in on that pretty soon. But as of right now, it's all about popularity. It's all about how many followers you have. It's all about how many people are subscribed to you, how well known you are. It's not about the belts. It's not about legacy. It's not about skills anymore. So, in Joji Diaz's case, I can understand why he would rather fight Ryan Garcia, who's well known worldwide, and he stands to make way more money fighting him than Devin Haney. And I think Devin Haney is a bigger risk to take than Ryan Garcia. Same thing with Ryan Garcia. Joji Diaz is less of a risk than fighting Devin Haney because we all know Joji Diaz is not known as a power puncher. And that's why I believe that this fight is going to happen, because not only does Ryan Garcia feel like he can beat Joji Diaz, Golden Boy Promotions thinks so too. They don't think he's much of a threat, but he's a big enough name. And his resume is a little more stacked than Ryan Garcia. I would have to say a lot more stacked. Now, here's where all the crazy comments are going to come in, because a lot of Ryan Garcia fans swears he has a stacked resume. He really only has one name on his record. He faced adversity. He got the win. I gave him props. You know what I'm saying? But I still need to see a little bit more. But you know, not Devin Haney, but Joji Diaz has fought Tevin Former. He's fought Gary Russell Jr. and Javier Fortuna. Those are three fighters, that's, well above Ryan Garcia's past competition before Luke Campbell. I don't care what you say. I don't care how big of a fan you are or how mad you are at me for saying such. Facts are facts. Proof's in the pudding. Luke Campbell is the only one that he's faced, but he beat. He beat. Now, this kid has major potential. And could he beat Joji Diaz? Yes. But I think inactivity will give a slight edge to Joji Diaz because Ryan has just not been in the ring. He's not been active. He's not been under the lights. He may have been working out. He may have even been doing some sparring, but he has not been under the lights. And Joji Diaz has a ton of heart. And I can't sit here and say that Ryan Garcia doesn't. Anyone who gets up from a knockdown like he did against Campbell, you can't say that the kid doesn't have heart. And win in the fashion that he won in, man, he cut Luke in half with that body shot. I was just floored. I was amazed by it. So the kid has heart. But does he have more heart and more grit and more dog than Joji Diaz? I don't know. Something's telling me no. But then again, you can't count the kid out. But nevertheless, Joji Diaz is a shorter fighter who's not known as a power puncher, but he has a better resume, and I believe he has more experience than Ryan Garcia. But Ryan Garcia has the power and the speed. Now, he can be out-hustled. He is flat-footed. I want to see some more angles. I want to see some more usage of the ring. I want to see him fight tall because he's the taller fighter. Because if he doesn't do all of this against Joji Diaz, it could be a hard night for him. Fight possibly will be on the zone, possibly for November, December. Hopefully it gets finalized and we get an announcement and we can see this kid get back in the ring. Because it doesn't matter who Ryan Garcia gets back in the ring with. People just want to see Ryan Garcia fight. His fans want to see him fight. People like me who are not sold on him just yet want to see if he can step it up even further and become great and not just be the popular kid, the baby face, the pretty boy of the division who still has an O. And I can guarantee you that De La Hoya does not want that O to go. So, hey, man, let's put him in with Joji Diaz, who's not a big power puncher. We don't have to worry about Ryan getting knocked out, but he could get out-hustled. Because of inactivity, I will give a slight edge to Joji Diaz, but I could possibly be wrong. Ryan Garcia fans, did you just hear what I said? I could possibly be wrong. But nevertheless, I want to know what you think. So, man, comment down below. Let your boy Real Talk know. And as always, respect all, fear none. God bless you the next time. Real Talk Boxing, we up and we out of here, baby. Bye, y'all.